The boat rocks gently beneath you. The engine is off. You are anchored somewhere in the North Atlantic, far enough from any coast that the lights of land disappeared hours ago. The water around you is black. Not the blue-black of evening, but the true black of deep ocean at night. There is no moon. The sky is overcast, a low ceiling of cloud that reflects nothing back. The only light comes from a single dim lamp on the stern, and it reaches maybe 10 feet before the dark swallows it completely. The air is cold. Not freezing, but cold enough that you can feel it in your lungs when you breathe. There is no wind. The surface of the water is almost flat, just a slow rise and fall, the kind of swell that comes from storms 1,000 miles away. The boat moves with it, up, then down, then up again. The rhythm is so slow you stop noticing it after a while. It is 3 a.m. You are alone on deck. Below, in the cabin, someone is sleeping. You can hear the faint creak of the hull, the occasional drip of water off the rigging, and nothing else. No gulls, no other boats, no distant engines. The ocean at this hour does not make the sounds people expect. It is not crashing or roaring. It is almost silent. You lean over the rail and look down. The water is so dark it does not look like water. It looks like a solid surface, like polished stone. You cannot see into it at all. During the day, even in deep water, you can sometimes see a few feet down, see the light filtering through the first layer. But now there is no light to filter. The ocean has closed itself off completely. You think about what is below you. The seafloor here is more than 2 miles down. Between you and that floor is a column of water so deep that if you dropped something over the side, it would fall for 20 minutes before it touched bottom. And in that column, in all that dark water, there are animals. Thousands of them. Most of them you will never see. Most of them no one has ever seen. You have been on the water for 6 days. This is a research trip, though the word research makes it sound more formal than it is. You are here with a small crew, a marine biologist, and 2 others, collecting data on deep-sea species. During the day you deploy nets and cameras. At night you sleep, or you are supposed to. But tonight you woke up an hour ago and could not fall back asleep, so you came up on deck. The biologist told you something yesterday. He said that more people have stood on the moon than have been to the deepest parts of the ocean. He said it the way people say it, like a fact everyone knows, but it landed differently this time. You are floating on top of something almost no one has seen. The ocean covers 70% of the planet, and most of it is as unknown as the surface of another world. You look out at the horizon, or where the horizon should be. You cannot see it. The line between water and sky has dissolved. There is only dark in every direction, and the small circle of light from the boat. You feel the size of the space around you, not in a frightening way, in a way that makes you very quiet inside. The water moves under the hull. You hear it, a soft lapping sound, irregular like breathing. You think about the fact that the ocean is always moving, even when it looks still. Currents run through it at every depth, slow rivers of water that circle the planet. Some of them are warm, some are cold. Some move faster than you can walk. Down below, in the dark, the water is moving right now. It has been moving for millions of years. You wonder what it looks like down there. Not what you would see if you had a light. You know what that looks like. You have seen the footage, the grainy video from submersibles, the pale creatures drifting past the camera. You wonder what it looks like without the light. what it actually is in its own terms. Pure black, pure cold, pressure so great it would crush you in seconds, and life still. Animals that have never seen the sun, that live their entire lives in a world without color, without day or night as you understand it. The boat shifts slightly. You steady yourself against the rail. Your hands are cold. You should go back inside, but you do not. There is something about being out here in the middle of the dark that feels important. Not dramatic, just important. Like you are supposed to be paying attention. You look down at the water again. It is still black, still impenetrable. You cannot see into it, but you know what is there. You know the depth, the cold, the animals, the pressure. You know all of it in your mind. But standing here, looking at it, you realize that knowing is not the same as understanding. And somewhere below you, in the dark, something is moving. You do not know what it is. You will never know. That is part of what makes the ocean what it is. Not just the things you can name, but the things you cannot. The things that pass beneath you in the dark and leave no trace, no sound, no ripple. Just the knowledge that something was there, and now it is not. The wind picks up slightly, not much, just enough that you feel it on your face. It is cold, but not unpleasant. It smells like salt and distance, like something that has traveled a long way to reach you. You breathe it in. Hold it. Let it out slowly. Your breath makes a small cloud in the air, visible for a moment, then gone. You think about the people who have stood where you are standing, not on this boat necessarily, but on boats like it, in the middle of the ocean, in the middle of the night. Fishermen, sailors, scientists, people who had no choice but to be here, and people who chose it anyway. You wonder what they thought about, whether they felt the same thing you are feeling now, this strange mix of smallness and presence, this sense that you are both insignificant and exactly where you need to be. The ocean does not care that you are here. It does not notice. It will be here long after you are gone, doing exactly what it is doing now, moving, breathing, holding its secrets. That should feel lonely, maybe, but it does not. It feels like relief. You shift your weight. Your legs are stiff from standing. You should move, stretch, go inside and make tea. But you stay, because there is something about this moment that feels unrepeatable. Not special, just unrepeatable. Tomorrow night, if you come out here again, it will be different. The water will look the same, but it will not be the same water. The wind will feel the same, but it will not be the same wind. Everything is always moving, always changing. And you are here, now, in this exact configuration of dark and cold and salt, and it will never happen again. Below you, the ocean continues. It does not pause. It does not wait. Somewhere down there, a whale is singing. You cannot hear it, but you know it is happening. The sound travels for miles through the water, low and long and mournful. Other whales hear it. They answer. They have been doing this for millions of years, long before there were boats, long before there were people to stand on them and look down into the dark. You think about sound, how it moves differently in water than in air. Faster, farther, how the ocean is not silent at all, even though it seems that way from up here. How there is a whole world of noise down there, clicks and whistles and groans and hums that you will never hear unless you go down into it. And even then, you would only hear a fraction, only the sounds that happen near you in the small bubble of water you can reach. The rest of it, the vast, endless conversation happening in the deep goes on without you. It always has. It always will. You look up. The stars are still there. Thousands of them. Maybe millions. You are not good at estimating these things, but there are a lot. More than you can count. More than you can name. They are so far away that the light you are seeing left them years ago. Decades ago. Some of them might not even exist anymore. They might have burned out, collapsed, exploded into nothing. But their light is still traveling, still reaching you, still arriving here on this boat in the middle of the ocean at 3 in the morning. You lower your gaze back to the water. It is still black, still moving. The stars reflect on its surface, scattered and broken by the swell. They do not look like stars anymore. They look like something else, like pieces of light that have come loose and are drifting. You watch them. You do not try to make sense of them. You just watch. Your hands are very cold now. You should go inside. You know this, but you do not move. Not yet, because there is something about this. Standing here, in the cold, in the dark, looking at something you cannot see into, that feels like the only honest thing you have done all day, maybe all week. You are not pretending to understand. You are not trying to control. You are just here, present, awake, paying attention to something that does not need your attention, that does not even know you exist. And that, somehow, is enough. The wind picks up slightly. Not much. Just enough that you feel it on your face, on the backs of your hands. It carries salt. You can taste it if you open your mouth. You do not open your mouth. You just stand there, breathing through your nose, feeling the cold work its way through your jacket, through your shirt, down to your skin. It is not uncomfortable. Not yet. It is just cold. The kind of cold that reminds you that you have a body, that you are standing somewhere specific, at a specific time, in a specific place that is not your bed, not your house, not anywhere warm or familiar. The ocean is still moving. It has not stopped. It will not stop. Even if you go inside, even if you sleep, even if you wake up tomorrow and never come back here, it will keep moving. The same slow rise and fall, the same patient rhythm. It does not care whether you are watching. It does not care whether you understand. It is not performing for you. It is just doing what it has always done, what it will always do, long after you are gone. You think about that sometimes. How the ocean was here before you. How it will be here after. How every person who has ever stood on a shore like this one, in the dark, in the cold, has looked at the same thing you are looking at now. Not the same water. The water is different. The molecules are different. But the thing itself, the dark, the movement, the sound, the cold, that is the same. That has always been the same. There is something comforting in that. Something steadying. You are not the first person to stand here and feel small. You are not the first person to look at something you cannot see into and feel the weight of it. The ocean has been making people feel this way for as long as there have been people. And it will keep doing it. Long after you. Long after everyone you know. You shift your weight. Your feet are cold now too. You can feel it through your shoes, through your socks. The wood of the dock is old. You can feel that too, even though you cannot see it. You can feel the grain of it, the way it has been worn smooth in some places and rough in others. You can feel the gaps between the boards, the places where the nails have worked themselves loose over the years. This dock has been here a long time. Not as long as the ocean, but long enough. You wonder who built it. You wonder if they stood here at night in the cold and looked at the water the way you are looking at it now. You wonder if they felt the same thing, the same smallness, the same quiet awe. You will never know. They are gone. The dock is still here. The ocean is still here. You are here. For now. The stars are still scattered on the water, still broken, still drifting. You watch them for a while longer. You do not count them. You do not try to find patterns. You just watch. The cold is deeper now. It is in your chest, in your lungs. Every breath you take is cold going in, warm coming out. You can see it, your breath, a small cloud in the dark. It rises, it disappears. You breathe again. Another cloud, another disappearance. You think about going inside. You think about warmth, about light, about lying down. But you do not move. Not yet. Because there is something here that you do not want to leave. Not the ocean. Not the stars. Not the cold. Something else. Something harder to name. A feeling. A sense. The sense that you are exactly where you are supposed to be. That this moment, this specific moment, is not a mistake. That standing here, in the dark, in the cold, doing nothing, understanding nothing, is not a waste. It is not a waste. You close your eyes. Just for a moment. The sound of the water is louder now. Or maybe you are just paying more attention. It is a low sound, a rolling sound. It does not stop. It does not pause. It just keeps going. On and on. You could listen to it forever. You could stand here forever. But you will not. You know that. Eventually, you will go inside. Eventually, you will sleep. Eventually, the sun will come up and this will all be over. But not yet. Not yet. You open your eyes again. The water is still there, still moving, still dark. You wonder what it looks like further out. Past the place where the light from the house stops reaching. Past the place where you can see the foam, out there in the real dark, where the ocean is just itself. No reflection, no borrowed light. Just water and night and the space between them. You think about walking down to the shore, not all the way in, just to the edge, where the water meets the sand, where you could reach down and touch it if you wanted to. You do not move yet. You are still thinking about it, still deciding. There is no hurry. There is no reason to hurry. The ocean is not going anywhere. It will still be there in 5 minutes, in 10, in an hour. It has been there for a very long time, long before you, long before this house, long before anyone stood here and looked at it the way you are looking at it now, and it will be there long after. That is one of the things about the ocean. It does not care. It does not notice. It just continues. You take a step forward, then another. The deck is cold under your feet. The wood is smooth, worn down by years of salt and wind and people walking across it in the dark. You reach the stairs, 4 steps down to the sand. You take them slowly, one at a time. Your hand on the railing. The metal is cold, colder than the wood. You can feel the dampness on it, the salt. The air here is different, heavier, wetter. It fills your lungs in a different way. You reach the sand. It is cool, soft in some places, firm in others. You walk toward the water, not quickly, just steadily, 1 foot in front of the other. The sound is louder now, much louder. You can hear the individual waves, the way they build, the way they break, the way they pull back and then come forward again. It is a rhythm, a pattern, but not a perfect one. Each wave is slightly different, slightly slower or faster, slightly higher or lower. You stop a few feet from the edge. The sand here is wet, dark, packed down by the water. You can see the line where the last wave reached, a thin curve of foam, already fading, already sinking back into the sand. You wait. Another wave comes. It reaches almost to your feet. Almost, but not quite. The water spreads out. Thin, clear in the darkness. You can see it soaking into the sand, disappearing, and then it pulls back. Slow, steady, gone. You take another step. Now you are right at the edge. The next wave will reach you. You know that. You are ready for it. It comes. Cold. Colder than you expected. It covers your feet, your ankles, just for a moment. And then it is gone again. Pulled back. You do not move. You wait for the next one. It comes. Same cold, same brief touch, same pull. You could stand here all night, just letting the waves come and go, feeling the cold, feeling the pull. There is something about it, something that makes you forget. Forget what time it is. Forget what you were thinking about before. Forget that you are tired, that you should be inside, that you should be asleep. You are not tired now. Not really. You are awake. Fully awake. More awake than you have been all day. The water comes again. This time you crouch down. You reach out. Your hand touches the surface, just for a second. Just before the wave pulls back, the water is so cold it almost burns. You pull your hand back. Look at it. It is wet, dripping. You can taste the salt in the air. You stand up again. Look out. The ocean is endless. You know that. You have always known that. But standing here, right now, it feels different. It feels true in a way it does not feel true when you are inside, when you are looking at a map, when you are reading about it. Here, it is real. It is in front of you. It is touching you. You are part of it. For this moment, for however long you stand here, you are part of the same thing, the same dark, the same cold, and the same slow movement that has been going on for longer than you can imagine. You breathe in, hold it, breathe out. The air is so clean, so empty. There is nothing in it but salt and water and cold. Nothing else. No smoke, no dust, no smell of anything human. Just the ocean, just the night. You stand there for a while, not moving, just breathing, just being. The boat rocks gently beneath you. The same rhythm, the same slow lift and fall. You can feel it in your knees, in your hips. Your body adjusts without thinking. It knows how to stand on water now, how to move with it instead of against it. You did not know that before tonight, but now you do. Now it feels natural, like something you have always known but forgot, and now you remember. The stars are still there, still bright, still more than you have ever seen. You tilt your head back and look up. Really look, not just glancing, not just noticing. You look at them the way you look at the ocean, with your whole attention, and they are the same, endless, uncountable, too many to hold in your mind at once. You try to find patterns, constellations, the ones you learned as a child, but you cannot. There are too many. The familiar shapes are buried in thousands of others, tens of thousands, and the longer you look, the more appear. Faint ones you did not see at first. They emerge slowly, like your eyes are learning how to see them, like they were always there but you were not ready yet. You lower your head. Look back at the water. It is still black, still moving. The light from the boat does not reach far, maybe 10 meters, maybe 15. After that, nothing, just dark. You wonder what is out there. Beyond the light, you know the answer. More water, more dark, more of the same. But it does not feel like that. It feels like something else. something you cannot name, not empty, not full, something in between, something waiting, not for you, not for anything, just waiting, just being, the way the ocean has always been. You hear a sound, faint, distant. You stop breathing to hear it better. It comes again, a low sound, deep, not a splash, not a wave, something else. You cannot place it. It could be the boat, the hull shifting, the ropes creaking, or it could be something in the water, something moving, something large. You do not know. You wait, listen. The sound does not come again. Just the water, just the wind, just the slow creak of the boat. You breathe again, slowly. You are not afraid. You are just listening, just paying attention. The ocean is full of sounds. Most of them you will never understand. Most of them you will never hear again. That is fine. You do not need to understand. You just need to be here, to listen, to let it happen around you. The cold is deeper now. You can feel it in your fingers, in your toes. It is not painful, not sharp, just there, just present. A reminder that you are not inside anymore, that you are not warm, that you are standing in the middle of the ocean at 3 in the morning and the world does not care. It will not warm up for you. It will not slow down. It will not stop. It will just keep going, the way it always has, the way it always will. And you are just here, just passing through, just a small thing standing on a small boat in the middle of something so large you cannot see the edges, cannot imagine the edges, can only feel them, out there, somewhere, in the dark. You think about the people you know, the ones who are asleep right now, in their beds, in their houses, on land. They are warm. They are safe. They are dreaming or not dreaming. They do not know you are here. They do not know what this looks like, what it feels like, and you cannot explain it to them. Not really. You can tell them the facts, the time, the place, the temperature, but you cannot give them this feeling, this moment. It only exists here, only now, only for you. And when you go back inside, when you go back to sleep, when you wake up tomorrow and the sun is out and the ocean looks different, this will be gone. It will be a memory. And memories are not the same. They are softer, smaller. They fit inside your head. But this does not fit. This is too big, too real, too present. So you stay. You stand here. You let it fill you. You let it be exactly what it is. Dark, cold, endless, beautiful, indifferent, alive. You breathe in. The air is cold enough that it stings a little. Salt and kelp and something else, something older, the smell of deep water. Water that has been dark for a long time. You breathe out, and the air leaves your mouth in a thin cloud that disappears almost immediately. The ocean does not care about your breath. It does not care that you are cold. It does not care that you are awake when you should be asleep. It just keeps moving. Slow, steady. The same way it moved an hour ago. The same way it will move an hour from now. Long after you have gone back inside. You look down at your feet. The deck is wet, not soaking, just damp. The way wood gets when it has been near salt water for years. The grain is dark, swollen. You can feel the cold of it through your shoes. You shift your weight and the boards creak. Just once. Soft. The sound does not travel far. It is swallowed by the water, by the air, by the size of everything around you. You are standing on something solid, but it feels small. Temporary. A wooden platform floating on something that has no bottom, no edges, no end. You look up again. The stars are still there, still bright, still impossibly far away, and you realize something. You realize that the ocean at 3 in the morning is not one thing. It is two things. It is the water, and it is the sky. And the line between them is so faint that sometimes you lose it. Sometimes you are not sure where one ends and the other begins. The stars reflect on the surface when the water is calm enough. And when that happens, when the surface is smooth and black and still, it looks like the stars go all the way down. Like you are standing between two skies, one above, one below, and you are the only thing in the middle. But the water is not perfectly still. Not tonight. There is a swell. Gentle. Long. The kind that comes from far away. From a storm you will never see. From wind that blew itself out days ago, hundreds of miles from here. But the energy is still traveling, still moving through the water. Slow waves. Not breaking. Just rising. Falling. Rising again. The surface catches the starlight and loses it. Catches it again. The reflection bends, stretches, disappears, comes back. It is like watching something breathe. You hear a sound, faint, a low creak, not from the deck, from the water itself, or from something in it. You are not sure. You listen. It does not come again. Maybe it was the hull. Maybe it was a piece of driftwood bumping against the side. Maybe it was nothing. The ocean makes sounds, small ones, sounds you would never hear during the day. But at night, when everything else is quiet, you hear them. A slap of water against wood, a distant splash, the faint hiss of foam dissolving, the groan of something shifting below. You do not know what most of them are. You do not need to. They are just the ocean, talking to itself. You think about the people who do this for a living, the people who spend weeks out here, months, who sleep in narrow bunks and wake up to this every morning, every night, who know the ocean not as a place you visit, but as a place you live. You wonder what it does to them, whether they stop noticing it, whether it becomes ordinary, or whether it stays like this, strange, huge, unknowable. You think probably it stays. You think probably you do not get used to this. You just learn to live next to it, to move through your day with this thing always there, always moving, always dark, always deeper than you can imagine. The cold is starting to reach you now, not just your hands, not just your face, your whole body, the kind of cold that makes you aware of your edges, your skin, the boundary between you and everything else. You are warm inside. Your blood is warm. Your chest is warm. But the air around you is not, and slowly, steadily, the cold is pulling that warmth out of you. Not fast, not painful, just persistent. The way the ocean is persistent, the way the dark is persistent. You know you will have to go inside soon. You know you cannot stay out here forever, but not yet, not quite yet. You look at the horizon one more time. Still nothing. Still just the line where the water meets the sky. Still no light, no sign of dawn. It is hours away. The night is not even halfway through, and the ocean will be here for all of it, moving, breathing, waiting for nothing, and you will be inside, asleep, dreaming, or not dreaming. And when you wake up, the sun will be out, the water will be blue, the air will be warm, and this will be gone. But for now, it is still here, the dark, the cold, the sound of the water against the rocks below. You can hear it clearly now, the rhythm of it. Not waves exactly, just the slow push and pull of the tide against stone. A soft hiss, a pause. Then again. It has been doing this for hours. It will do it for hours more. Long after you are gone. Long after you have forgotten this moment. The ocean does not stop. It does not rest. It does not care that you are standing here watching it. It would do this if you were not here at all. You shift your weight. Your feet are cold now. The concrete beneath you has pulled all the warmth from your soles. You can feel it in your ankles, in your calves. The cold is climbing, slowly, the way water seeps into fabric. You know you should move. Walk back toward the light, toward the door, toward warmth. But you do not. Not yet. There is something about this moment that feels important. Not dramatic, not life-changing. Just important in a quiet way. The way certain nights feel important when you are young, when you are alone, when you are awake and everyone else is asleep. You look down at the water again. It is closer now. The tide is coming in. You can see the line where the wet rock meets the dry. It is higher than it was 10 minutes ago. Not by much, just a few inches, but it is rising. Slowly, inevitably, the way the ocean always rises, the way it always falls, twice a day, every day, for as long as there has been an ocean, for as long as there has been a moon pulling at it. You think about that. The moon. You look up. It is still there, still low, still pale, still watching. You wonder if it knows what it does, if it feels the pull it exerts, if it notices the water rising and falling in response. Probably not. Probably it is just there, just existing, just moving through space the way it has always moved, the way it will always move. You hear something behind you, a sound, faint. You turn your head. Nothing, just the wind, just the creak of wood somewhere, an old fence, a loose board, something shifting in the cold. You turn back to the water. It is still there, still moving, still dark. You realize you have been out here longer than you thought. Your hands are numb now. Your face is stiff. You can feel the cold in your chest when you breathe. Deep, heavy. The air tastes like salt, like metal, like the sea. You breathe it in, hold it, let it out slowly. You watch your breath rise, a faint cloud, barely visible. It drifts away, dissolves, gone. You think about the people inside, asleep, warm, dreaming or not dreaming. You think about the houses behind you, dark windows, closed doors, lives happening inside, or not happening, just paused, just waiting for morning. You think about how strange it is that the world keeps moving even when people are not awake to see it. The ocean does not stop. The tide does not stop. The wind does not stop. The moon does not stop. Everything keeps going. Everything keeps turning. And you are the only one here to see it. Or maybe you are not. Maybe somewhere else, on another beach, in another country, someone else is standing in the dark, looking at the same ocean, feeling the same cold, thinking the same thoughts, or different thoughts, or no thoughts at all, just standing, just watching, just being. You look at the horizon again, still nothing, still just the line, still no light. But you know it is coming. You know that in a few hours the sky will start to change. First gray, then pink, then gold. The water will catch the light. The world will wake up, and this moment will be over. This version of the ocean will be gone, replaced by the daytime version, the blue version, the version people take pictures of, the version that looks safe, friendly, inviting. But that is not this. This is the other ocean, the one that exists when no one is looking, the one that does not care if you are watching, the one that just is. You stand there a little longer. The wind picks up slightly. Not much, just enough to feel it on your face, just enough to hear it move across the water. A low sound, continuous, like breathing. The ocean is breathing, slow and deep, in and out. The waves roll. They break, they pull back, they roll again. The same rhythm. over and over. It has been doing this for millions of years, long before you, long before anyone, and it will keep doing it long after. The thought should make you feel small, and maybe it does, but not in a bad way. Small in a way that feels right, like you are part of something, not the center of it, just part of it. One person, one moment, one night, among billions of nights, billions of moments, billions of people who have stood on shores like this and looked out at water like this and felt what you are feeling now, or something close to it. You cannot know exactly what they felt, but you can guess. You can imagine. A sailor in the 1800s standing on the deck of a wooden ship in the middle of the Atlantic. No land in any direction. Just water. Just stars. Just the creak of the rigging and the slap of the waves against the hull. What did he think about? Did he wonder if he would make it home? Did he think about the people he left behind? Or did he just stand there and watch the water and feel the cold and let his mind go quiet? You will never know. But you can stand here and feel some version of what he felt. The same ocean, the same dark, the same cold, the same smallness, the same vastness. You look down at the sand near your feet. It is hard to see much, just shapes, just shadows. The tide has been going out. You can tell by the wet line a few feet up from where the waves are reaching now. The sand there is darker, smoother, still damp. You take a few steps toward it. Your feet sink slightly. The sand is soft here, cold. You stop and look back at the water. It looks the same from here as it did from where you were standing before. Maybe a little closer, but not much. The sound is the same. The rhythm is the same. You could walk for miles along this beach and it would all look the same. The same water, the same waves, the same horizon, the same nothing. And that is the point. There is no destination here, no goal, no place you are trying to reach. You are just here, just standing, just watching, just being. The wind shifts slightly. You smell salt, seaweed, something else, something you cannot name, something old, something that has always been here. The ocean has a smell at night that is different from the daytime, sharper, heavier, like it is more itself when no one is watching, like it does not have to pretend. You breathe it in, hold it, let it out slowly. Your breath makes a small cloud in the cold air. You watch it disappear. You look back at the horizon. Still dark, still nothing. But the sky above it is starting to change. Not much, just barely. If you were not paying attention, you would miss it. But you are paying attention. And you can see it. The black is becoming something else. Not gray yet. Not quite. But not pure black anymore either. Something in between. Something without a name. The stars are still there. Still bright. But maybe a little less bright than they were an hour ago. Or maybe you are imagining it. Maybe it is too soon. Maybe the sky is not changing yet. Maybe you just want it to be changing because you have been standing here for so long and you are cold and tired and ready for something to happen. But nothing is happening. Not yet. The ocean is still dark. The sky is still dark. The world is still asleep. And you are still here. Still standing. Still watching. Still waiting. For what? You are not sure anymore. Maybe for the light. Maybe for the sunrise. Maybe just for the feeling of having been here. Of having seen this. Of having stood on this beach at 3 a.m. and looked at the ocean and felt the cold and heard the waves and smelled the salt and let yourself be small. Let yourself be quiet. Let yourself be nothing. Just a person. Just a body. just a pair of eyes looking at water in the dark. You shift your weight from one foot to the other. Your toes are numb inside your shoes. The sand beneath you is cold and damp, and it has worked its way into the soles somehow, gritty and uncomfortable. You do not move away from the water. You do not turn back toward the dunes. You stay where you are, because leaving now would feel like giving up, like admitting that you came all this way for nothing, that you stood here in the cold and the dark and saw nothing that mattered. But that is not true. You did see something. You are seeing something. The ocean, the waves, the dark, the way the water moves without stopping, the way it has been moving for longer than you can imagine, longer than your life, longer than your grandparents' lives, longer than the town behind you or the road you drove here on or the language you speak. The ocean was here before all of that, and it will be here after. That is what you are seeing. That is what you came for. Not the sunrise, not the light, just this. The ocean at 3 in the morning. The ocean when no one is watching. The ocean as it actually is. You hear a sound behind you. Footsteps, slow and uneven. You turn your head slightly, but you do not turn your body. Someone else is here. Another person, walking along the beach in the dark. You can see the shape of them now. A figure, tall, moving slowly. They are not coming toward you. They are walking parallel to the water, the same way you walked earlier. Their hands are in their pockets. Their head is down. They do not seem to notice you. Or maybe they do, and they are pretending not to. Maybe they came here for the same reason you did. To be alone, to be quiet, to look at the ocean and not have to explain why. You do not call out to them. You do not wave. You let them pass, and after a minute they are gone, swallowed by the dark, and you are alone again. The wind picks up, not much, just enough that you feel it on your face. It smells like salt and seaweed and something else, something older, something that has been here longer than the salt or the seaweed or the sand. You breathe it in. You hold it in your lungs for a moment, then you let it out. Slowly. Your breath makes a small cloud in the cold air. You watch it disappear. You breathe in again, out again, in, out. The rhythm of it matches the rhythm of the waves. In when the water pulls back, out when it rushes forward. You are not trying to match it. It just happens. Your body does it on its own, like your body knows something your mind does not. Like your body remembers something from a long time ago, from before you were born, from before anyone was born, from when everything was water and there was no land and no air and no light. Just water, just waves, just the slow pull and push of the tide. You think about the people who have stood here before you, on this beach, at this hour, looking at this same ocean. There must have been hundreds of them, thousands. People who could not sleep, people who were running from something, people who were looking for something, people who just wanted to be somewhere else for a while, somewhere quiet, somewhere dark, somewhere where no one would ask them questions or expect them to be anything other than what they were. A person, a body, a pair of eyes. You wonder if they felt the same thing you are feeling now. This strange mix of smallness and calm. This sense that you are nothing and that is okay. That you do not have to be anything. That you can just stand here and breathe and watch the water and let the world keep turning without you. You wonder if they stayed as long as you have. If they got cold. If they got tired. If they thought about leaving and then stayed anyway, if they saw the sunrise, or if they left before it came. You will never know. They are gone now, long gone, And someday you will be gone too, and someone else will stand here at 3 in the morning, in the cold, in the dark, and they will look at the ocean, and they will feel small, and they will wonder the same things you are wondering now. The sky is still dark, the water is still dark, but something has changed. You are not sure what. Maybe the air, maybe the temperature, maybe just the feeling that time is moving again, that the night is not frozen anymore, that something is coming. Not the sunrise, not yet, but the idea of it, the possibility of it, the slow, quiet certainty that the dark will not last forever, that it never does. You stand there a little longer. Your feet are numb now, your hands too, but you do not move, not yet, because something is happening, something so slow you almost miss it. The horizon, the line where the water meets the sky. It is still black, but it is not the same black it was 10 minutes ago. It is softer now, less absolute, like ink diluted with water. Just barely. Just enough that your eyes notice without your brain catching up. You blink. You look away. You look back. And yes, it is lighter. Not light, but lighter. The difference between midnight and 3:30 in the morning. The difference between the deepest part of the night and the part where the night starts to let go. The ocean is still moving, still breathing, but the sound has changed. Or maybe you are hearing it differently now. The waves are not louder, not softer, just clearer. Like your ears have adjusted, like you have been underwater this whole time and only now surfaced. You can hear each wave as its own thing, not a wall of sound, not white noise, but individual arrivals. One, then another, each one slightly different, each one carrying its own small weight, its own small story, where it came from, how far it traveled, what it touched along the way. You think about the people who do this for a living, the ones who study waves, who measure them, who predict them, who spend years trying to understand why one wave breaks this way and another breaks that way. You think about how much math that must take, how many instruments, how many hours on cold decks with clipboards and sensors, and you think about how none of that math can tell you what it feels like to stand here at 3 in the morning, watching them come in, one after another, forever. There is a gull somewhere. You hear it before you see it. A single cry, sharp and clean in the dark. You scan the sky, but you cannot find it. Maybe it is farther down the beach. Maybe it is out over the water. Maybe it is gone already, but it was here, and that means something. Gulls do not fly at night unless something has disturbed them, or unless they are hunting, or unless they are just restless, like you, unable to sleep, unable to stay still, drawn to the water for reasons they could not explain even if they had the words. You wonder if animals feel awe, if a gull ever looks at the ocean and feels small, if a whale ever surfaces and sees the sky and thinks about how far it goes. Probably not. Probably they just see food, shelter, danger, survival. But maybe sometimes, in the quiet moments, when the water is calm and the air is still, maybe they feel it too. That thing you are feeling now, that weight, that vastness, that sense that you are part of something so much larger than yourself that your mind cannot hold it all at once. The wind picks up, just a little, just enough to make you pull your jacket tighter. It smells different now. Still salt, still seaweed, but something else underneath, something sharper, colder, like the wind has traveled a long way to get here, like it started somewhere far to the north, somewhere with ice, somewhere with no people, and it has been moving south for days, for weeks, carrying that cold with it, carrying that emptiness. And now it is here, touching your face, filling your lungs, reminding you that the ocean is not the only thing that is vast, that the air is vast too, that the sky is vast, that everything is vast except you. You look down at your hands. You can barely see them, but you can feel them. Cold, stiff, real. You flex your fingers. You stamp your feet. You are still here, still standing, still awake. The ocean has not swallowed you. The dark has not erased you. You are still a person, still a body, still a mind. Even if you feel like nothing, even if the ocean makes you feel like nothing, you are still here, and that is enough. For now, that is enough. You turn your back to the wind, not because it helps. It does not help, but because your body does it anyway. Some instinct older than thought. You face the water again, the black water, the moving water, and you realize something. You have been standing here for a long time. You do not know how long. Minutes, maybe more. Time does not work the same way out here, at 3 in the morning, on an empty beach, with no one around, no lights, no sounds except the wind and the waves. Time stretches. It pools. It becomes something you can feel but not measure. You could have been here for 10 minutes. You could have been here for an hour. There is no way to know, and it does not matter, because there is nowhere else to be, nothing else to do. You are here. The ocean is here, and that is all there is. You take a step forward, closer to the water. Your boots sink slightly into the sand. The sand is wet here, cold, packed tight. Each step makes a soft sound, a small compression, the kind of sound that disappears immediately, swallowed by the wind, by the waves. You stop at the edge, where the water reaches, where it slides up the sand and then pulls back. You watch it. The rhythm, the endless rhythm. Forward, back, forward, back. It never stops. It never hesitates. It does not care that you are watching. It does not care that you are here. It would do this if you were not here. It has been doing this for millions of years, long before you, long after you. The water does not know you exist, and somehow that is comforting. Somehow that makes it easier to stand here, to be small, to be nothing. A wave comes in, larger than the others. It reaches further up the sand. It touches the toe of your boot. Cold, shockingly cold, even through the rubber, even through the leather. You feel it, a jolt, a reminder. The ocean is not just an idea, not just a view. It is a physical thing, a cold thing, a thing that can touch you, that can reach you, that can pull you in if you let it. You step back, just one step, just enough. The water retreats. It slides back down the sand, back into the dark, and you are safe again. For now, you are safe. But you do not move further back. You stay at the edge, right at the edge, where the water can almost reach you, where it might reach you if the next wave is big enough. You do not know why you stay here. Maybe because it feels like the only honest place to be, not on the dry sand, not pretending you are separate from the ocean, but here, at the boundary, where the land ends and the water begins, where you can feel both, where you are neither safe nor in danger, just present, just aware, just awake. The wind shifts. It comes from a different angle now, from the south, or maybe the west. You cannot tell. It does not matter. It is still cold, still constant, still pressing against you. You pull your jacket tighter, you tuck your chin down. You breathe through your nose. Small breaths, controlled breaths, the kind that do not burn as much, the kind that do not remind you how cold the air is, how cold everything is. You close your eyes for a moment, just a moment, and you listen to the wind, to the waves, to the sound of your own breathing, to the sound of your heart, still beating, still steady, still keeping time. Even out here, even in the dark, even at 3 in the morning when the world feels like it has ended, your heart is still beating, and that means you are still alive, still here, still standing on this beach, still watching this ocean, still feeling this cold, and maybe that is all you need to know. For now, maybe that is enough. You open your eyes. The ocean is still there, still black, still moving, still vast. Nothing has changed, but something feels different. Lighter, quieter. Not the wind, not the waves, but something inside you. Some small shift, some small release. You do not know what it is. You do not try to name it. You just feel it, and you let it be. You take a breath, deep, slow. The cold air fills your lungs, and you hold it there for a moment before letting it go. The exhale is visible in the dark, a small cloud of warmth that disappears almost immediately into the night. You do it again. Breathe in, hold, breathe out. And with each breath you feel a little more present, a little more here, a little less lost in the noise of your own mind. The ocean is still moving. The waves are still coming in, one after another, steady, predictable, and you realize that this is what you came for. Not answers, not clarity, not some grand revelation about life or death or meaning. Just this, just the rhythm, just the sound, just the cold air and the dark water, and the feeling of standing on solid ground while everything else moves around you. You look down at your feet. They are half buried in the sand. The tide has been creeping closer while you stood here. You did not notice. But now you see the wet line just a few inches from where you are standing. The water is coming in, slowly, quietly, reclaiming the beach inch by inch. You take a step back, then another. The sand is firmer here, drier. You stop and turn back to face the water. The ocean looks the same from here as it did from where you were standing before. Black, vast, endless. But somehow it feels different. Less overwhelming. Less like it is trying to swallow you. More like it is just there. Doing what it has always done. Moving. Breathing. Existing. Without thought. Without intention. Without care for you or anyone else. And maybe that is the point. Maybe that is what you needed to remember. That the ocean does not care. That the waves do not care. That the wind and the cold and the dark do not care. They are not here for you. They are not here to teach you anything. They are not here to comfort you or challenge you or change you. They are just here. And so are you. Two things existing in the same space at the same time. Nothing more, nothing less. You feel your shoulders drop. The tension you did not know you were holding starts to ease. Not all of it, but some. Enough. You are still cold, still tired, still carrying whatever it was that brought you out here in the first place. But it feels a little lighter now, a little less sharp, a little less urgent. You turn your head to the left, down the beach. The shoreline curves away into the darkness and you cannot see where it ends. Just more sand, more water, more night. You turn your head to the right. The same. The beach stretches on in both directions and you are somewhere in the middle of it. Alone, but not lonely. Not anymore. There is a difference. You understand that now. Being alone is just a fact, a state, a condition. Loneliness is something else, something heavier, something that sits in your chest and makes it hard to breathe. But right now, right here, you are just alone. And that is fine. That is enough. You look back at the ocean. The waves are still coming, still breaking, still pulling back. The sound is constant, unchanging, and you realize that you could stand here for hours, for days, for weeks, and the ocean would still be doing this, still moving, still breathing, still existing, long after you leave, long after you forget this moment, long after you are gone. The ocean will still be here, at 3 in the morning, in the dark, in the cold, doing exactly what it is doing right now. And there is something comforting in that, something steady, something true. You close your eyes again, just for a moment, and you listen to the waves, to the wind, to the sound of your own breathing. Slower now, calmer. You are not trying to figure anything out anymore. You are not trying to solve anything. You are just here, just standing, just breathing, just being. And for now, for this moment, that is all you need to do. You open your eyes. The horizon is still invisible. The water is still black. The sky is still black. But something has changed. Not in the ocean. In you. You feel lighter, quieter, like something you were carrying has been set down. You don't know what it was. You don't need to know. It's gone now. And that's enough. You take one more breath, deep, slow. The cold air fills your lungs. You hold it for a moment. Then let it go. And with it, the last of whatever tension you brought here. The ocean takes it, the way it takes everything, without judgment, without effort. It just absorbs it into the dark, into the cold, into the endless movement of water that has been moving since long before you were born. You turn slightly. Your feet shift in the sand. It's damp beneath you, cold. The grains press against your soles. You can feel the texture, the weight of your own body, the way gravity holds you here, on this beach, at this hour, in this moment. You are real. The ocean is real. And for once, that is all that matters. Behind you, somewhere far back, there is the world, the one you left to come here, the one with lights and noise and people and problems. It's still there. You know that. But it feels distant now, like a memory, like something that happened a long time ago. And you realize that you don't need to go back to it yet. Not right now, not for a few more minutes. You can stay here, in the dark, in the cold, in the quiet, and nothing will fall apart. The waves keep coming, one after another. The rhythm hasn't changed. It won't change. Not tonight, not tomorrow, not in 100 years. The ocean doesn't care about time the way you do. It doesn't count minutes or hours or days. It just moves, endlessly, patiently, and you are standing at the edge of it, small, temporary, but here, and that is enough. You look down at the water near your feet. The foam glows faintly in the dark, just a little, just enough to see the shape of it, the way it spreads across the sand, the way it pulls back, leaves a thin line of wetness behind. Then comes again. You watch it for a while. You don't know how long. Time has stopped meaning much. You are not waiting for anything. You are not expecting anything. You are just watching, just being, just here. And then, slowly, you notice something else. The sky. It's still dark, but not quite as dark as it was. Not black anymore, more like deep blue, deep gray, the kind of color that comes just before dawn, just before the world wakes up. You look east, toward where the sun will rise. Eventually. Not yet, but soon. And you realize that you have been here longer than you thought, that time has passed. Quietly, without you noticing, the way it always does when you stop trying to hold on to it. The wind picks up slightly, just a little, just enough to feel it on your face, on your hands. It's still cold, but not as sharp, not as biting. It feels softer now, gentler, like the night is loosening its grip, like the world is starting to breathe again, and you breathe with it. In, out, slow, steady, matching the rhythm of the waves, matching the rhythm of the wind, matching the rhythm of the ocean itself. You don't move, not yet. You just stand there, watching, listening, feeling, the sand beneath your feet, the air on your skin, the sound of the water, the sound of your own heartbeat. Slow now, calm. You are not thinking about what comes next. You are not planning. You are not worrying. You are just here, in this moment, in this place, at the edge of the ocean, at 3 in the morning. Or maybe it's 4 now. You don't know. You don't care. And then, without deciding to, you take one step back, away from the water. Your feet leave prints in the wet sand. Dark shapes. Temporary. The next wave will erase them. You know that. But for now, they are there. Proof that you were here, that you stood at the edge, that you listened, that you let the ocean do what it does, and that you let yourself do what you needed to do, which was nothing, which was everything. You turn, slowly, and you start walking back, up the beach, toward wherever you came from. Your footsteps are quiet. The sand muffles them. Behind you, the ocean keeps moving, keeps breathing, keeps being. It doesn't notice you leaving. It doesn't need to. It will still be here tomorrow night, and the night after that, and the night after that, doing exactly what it is doing right now, in the dark, in the cold, in the quiet, waiting for no one, needing nothing, just being, just existing, just here, and you carry that with you. As you walk, as you leave, as you return to the world, the memory of the sound, the memory of the dark, the memory of standing at the edge of something vast and patient and true, and knowing that whenever you need it, whenever the world gets too loud, whenever you forget how to breathe, you can come back to the ocean at 3 in the morning, and it will still be here, still moving, still waiting, still exactly what it has always been,